picture, obviously, me and my daughter, man. Obviously, that's my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Changed my life, changed my perspective, changed my view on things, man. So when she was first born, I think that was the first week she was born. Yeah, man, just means a lot, to be fair. Obviously, like you said, you have a little one. Changes everything, man, changes the game, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's me and my little one. And she's 4 now. So, yeah, crazy, crazy. Me growing up in Wolves, crazy. Grew up in Park Village, started in Park Village, went to Trinity, Heath Park, did that sort of route of growing up. And then I moved to Heath Town when I was probably like 10. So yeah, best of both worlds really. So always been a sort of around the Park Village, Heath Town area. Yeah, man. I think when you have that upbringing, Park Village in Heath Town or Park Village, Trinity, Heath Park, like, it's just a certain perspective you have in life, you know what I'm saying? Certain upbringing, you know what I'm saying? It's like a certain respect. I think everybody else you look at who sort of had that upbringing as well. You know what I'm saying? You look at each other, you know where each other's coming from. It's a small place. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows everybody. So it's a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all coming from the same sort of thing. Like I've always said, there's something different about people that went to Trinity and then to Heath Park. That transition there it was special still. I feel the cream of the crop, you know? Like, you get me? We stand out from the rest, you get me? Not that this anybody else's thing, but like, yeah, man, it's different. And you know, because everybody knows each other who did that. Obviously the schools are next to each other. So if you did that transition, everybody knows each other, you know what I'm saying? And obviously to everybody else that when Heath Park come from other schools, hey, you're cool and that, but the Trinity Heath Park thing, you get me? It's like, yeah, man, you're thoroughbred, you get me? Thoroughbred. Memories that I used to have, Heath Town Park. I had a cousin come from Jamaica when I was about 10, same age as me. Flew from yard, lived with me. She used to fling stones. She used to fling stones. God knows who they were hitting or where they were going. She used to fling stones from by my yard. There's a big tree by Heath Town Park. I mean, she used to see if we could clear the tree. You get me? But boy, I don't know what was on the other side or who was on the other side. So, yeah, man, that's a very fond memory. Other ones we used to have, there was a guy called Maxwell, an old guy. Obviously wasn't well in the head, must have been in a care home or something, but he used to walk down the street probably like 4 or 5 times a week, and he used to flick money. And obviously, man was hungry star, you get me? So we used to scramble for the £1 and the £2, you get me? Like Maxwell, but we saw Maxwell coming from down the road. So when Maxwell was coming down the road, you'd be like, yo, Maxwell, you get me? It's funny, man, funny. Yeah. And then he used to dash, he just used to fling money. Obviously, he wasn't well in the head and things like that, you get me? God rest his soul. I don't think he's with us anymore. But yeah, man, I remember that. That's a fun memory as well. Just normal things like Kirby, you know what I'm saying? You're out till late and stuff like that. And then obviously moving into Heath Town and that. I think the first week I moved in, I had a fight on the park. I had a fight on the park, you get me? You had to prove yourself, you get me? I had a fight on the park, one of the older boy them, you get me? Held my own, you get me? Held my own, but yeah, man, just the little things, and then obviously making that transition and things like that, just being from another area and then coming into Heath Town, making your way through. It was calm, managed well though, man. Always been into sports, always been active, couldn't keep still. Don't know if it's ADHD or what, I haven't been diagnosed, could be, God knows, I can't keep still for toffee, you get me? I don't like it, I'm not an indoors person, I'm outside, always will be. And that's had good effects and bad effects. Good effects being, always been sporty. Sort of all-round athlete, I was always good at any sport without sounding big-headed. You get me, give me a rounder's bat, I'm licking the ball clean far, give me a basketball, I'm fast, I'm strong, I can jump. But mainly it was football, bit of athletics, used to do swimming, my mum had us in every single club going. You get me, I'm one of 8 kids. Grew up in a house of 8 kids. So literally it was a case if you finish school, today you got swimming, you finish school, today you got rounders, you finish school, today you got football. And I think that was her way of just keeping us active, you know what I'm saying, keeping us out of trouble. But yeah, mainly football. Got into football, started playing in Trinity, started taking it serious when I was about 10, got into the local football team, New Park Village, started playing for them. I think I started as a centre-back, moved to left-back, then went further forward, left wing, and then up front. And then from there, it was just football, you get me? Thought I was gonna make it, almost did. Didn't make the cut, typical story, I wasn't an injury or nothing. Just honestly wasn't good enough, just one of them ones, didn't make the cut. Other factors as well, just real life, other distractions, girls, messing about on road. It all has its effects in it, so yeah, it wasn't for me. And what's meant to be will be, so yeah, didn't quite make the cut with football wise, you get me? But yeah, man, always been athletics, always been into sports. As the football calmed down, got into the gym. And the gym's what kept me humble, gym's what kept me sane, gym's what kept me safe and out of trouble, to be fair. I went on trial at like every single West Midlands team apart from Wolves, which is weird. Stoke, Crew, Coventry, Villa, Blues, Warsaw. Who else? There's a few more clubs. There's a few more. All went on trial for these clubs. Went on football trials, 6-week trials. Just didn't make the cut. At Shrewsbury, at the end of the trials, it was a case of not quite what we need, or not quite enough for his raw talent. I even got told at one club, Shrewsbury, listen to this excuse. It was, we've given out all the scholarships. He's good enough. We just haven't got space. That was the last club, and then it's just rejection. But I got immune to it. And it had its pros, because now, like, I ain't afraid of failing. It's weird. Like, you get me, like, I will fail till I succeed. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had that much rejection thrown at me. My confidence is like up here. Like, I'm willing to fail. You get me? Like, so it's had its pros and cons. Didn't make the football thing, but man, just persevere and carry on. You know what I'm saying? As well as I was playing football, I was always writing and recording lyrics. Wrote and recorded my first lyrics when I was in year 4. You are age 12 when you join high school. So year 4, you'd be about 10 in it. 9, 10, 11, around them ages. In year 4, primary school, Trinity. There was a workshop that come into the school. They had a little studio set up. The project was, you're gonna write and record your own music. So the project was to write, record your own music. Everybody went off. Everybody's writing lyrics. Obviously, some people are just writing lyrics they've heard from TV or heard from whatever, they know, movies, whatever. I wrote and recorded my own lyrics, recorded the track. I was proud of it. I know the lyrics to this day. It's mad. I know the lyrics to this day. And it was a representation of me. And from there, music just stuck with me. So that was year 4. Kept writing a little bit, didn't really take notice of it. I was always in front of the telly at home, watching Channel U. Couldn't afford the MTV base. Them was on the special channels in it. You get me? Had to be rich for them channels there. So it was the Freeview channels, Channel U. Just watching every single song. Grime just took my head. Got into high school, started spitting. You know what I'm saying? Spitting on the playground. I just became the guy. In my year for the bars. Everybody just wanted to listen. And man would just gather around me at lunchtime. Yo, spit some bars. You get me? I'd been inspired by people from the youth club that I'd be going to, the olders and that. I'd be like 11, 12, watching these elders spit. Yeah, man, just went mad from there, to be fair. At the time, locally, there's a crew called Outlaws, Skips, Radar, Hex, Pops. I'm gonna hot him up. Pops, Breezer. So that was a little clique there. You had Outlaws, then you had Higher Stakes, MG Sarge, and then you had obviously crews from other ends as well. But obviously me locally, being from Heath Town, going to Springers, like literally these men are coming in. I'm 12 and I'm just there watching these man, you get me, watching these man do their thing, spit. The energy was just mad and I just took to it. I'd go home, I'd write bars sounding like Skips. You get me? I'd probably recite his whole bars, spitting his bars, you know what I'm saying? And then it just got to the point where I'm writing my own, doing my own thing, you get me? And yeah, that was my main inspiration, definitely. And then Channel U as well, just being in front of the TV, watching the TV, soaking up everybody on those channels, P2J Project, Hands in the Air, Chung Fam, Adrenaline, all them tunes there, you know what I'm saying? Bear Man, all them tunes there, Nicky S and Nike, yeah man, all them mazzers. First performance on stage. I got an award for writing and recording lyrics. In Heath Park, I think I was in year 8. I got the award somewhere, a little plaque. It was an award for writing and recording lyrics, and I had to perform at the award show. I had to perform one of the tracks. So that was sort of my first sort of performance. It wasn't in front of a big crowd, but it was my first sort of experience performing in front of people. My man was just like this, looking down, no eye contact, confidence just low. And then after that, you get hollered for a few local shows and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I've had a few recent shows, to be fair, and they've been decent, man, and there's a lot more coming as well. So yeah, man, we'll see what's good. I supported Vital at Made last year. That was an eye-opener, because what's coming is me performing at Made this year, headlining. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, because I went there, my name wasn't on the bill, just went there to support my people. This year, it's gone full circle, I'm the one, you know what I'm saying, bringing my people. Performed at the Molyneux about 2 months ago for Wolves Records, with Wolves Records. That was crazy. That was my sort of first sort of thing where it was me, people come for me, and it just went crazy, I've never had that experience, but I took it like a fish to water, to be fair. Just felt natural. Felt everything about it felt natural. Felt like I was meant to be there. The crowd took to the energy. The energy I give, they give me the energy back, you know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed it, and yeah, man, it's what I'm meant to be doing. definitely. I think JK said it for Birmingham, but if I don't bust from the ends, who will? There's been a lot of hitting hope with Wolverhampton, and there's a lot of sick artists, there's a lot of talent. We've always been overshadowed. We've always been under sort of the limelight of Birmingham. We've always been brought in, even down to sets, you know what I'm saying? Big Mikey would holler man, Hitman would holler man, you know what I'm saying? Then man would holler man to come to their set. I think the biggest success we've had with Wolves is Stay Fresh. But again, that was the mix between Birmingham and Wolverhampton as well. So nothing fully Wolverhampton's been there, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just trying to be the front runner without trying to step on anyone or, you know what I'm saying, belittle anyone. Like, I think I have to be the front runner because I got the voice, you know what I'm saying? I'm hungry for it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, like, I want it, you get me? So why not, you get me? Like, it's pack mentality at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Someone's got to kick down the door, someone's got to be alpha, you know what I'm saying? And run through, and then they let the rest of the wolves through and everyone can come eat, you know what I'm saying?
Been on, fam, where you been on? Talking like it's trappers, where you ain't never been on. Crazy, I'm a Wolverhampton baby. Black country, yeah, smoky, yeah, shady. Drummer on the Friday on the front line. Then Broad Street on the weekend looking crazy. That's worse, that's what
We've always been undermined, you know what I'm saying? Even down to the point where, like, you go out of town, and I've heard man say, oh, I'm from Birmingham. Blood, you're from Wolves, you know? We've got a team in the Premiership now. People know where Wolverhampton is. Wolves, Wolverhampton, like, there's no reason to be telling man you're from Brum. You know what I'm saying? We're from Wolverhampton, get to know. And if people don't know, you tell them, okay, then you don't know. Birmingham's here, Wolverhampton's here, but we are Wolverhampton. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a big thing for me because I've grown up in Wolves. People need to recognise, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming from Wolves. I've lived in Wolves all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Wolves. I love my city. A lot of people slate it. A lot of people have got nothing good to say about it. A lot of people, they get into the mentality where, oh, there's nothing good. It's what you make happen, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're a product of your environment, but you know what I'm saying? It's what you make of it, you get me? It's what you make of it, man. Coming from a massive family, yeah, man, you're fighting for dinner. You're fighting. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. I said to you, my cousin come from Jamaica to live with me. So my mum had 8 of us. At one stage, I think, yeah, man. I think it was a 3-bedroom house, and there's 5 of us. Then there was the next one coming, so we had to move to 6-bedroom house in Heath Town. And yeah, man, it was just cutthroat, top and tail. You get me? 2 at the top of the bunk bed, 4 at the bottom of the bunk bed. Just real life, you know what I'm saying? I don't shy away from it because it's made me who I am. Character building. But yeah, man, obviously we're all close ages as well, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's sick. I wouldn't give it away for the world, you know what I'm saying? Where we went without, we went with, you know what I'm saying? Where we went with, we went without. So yeah, man, just brought up on tough love, real tough love. What we had to give each other was love, you know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing installed in me, and it's the first thing that's going to be installed in her. And just be rich with love, you know what I'm saying? Because then everything else will follow, and she'll have more opportunity than me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just love, man, because a lot of people aren't brought up on love. It's a shame. A lot of people are brought up on money. A lot of people are brought up on convenience. But yeah, man, love, man, real love. I'm from Heath Town, innit? From Park Village, so saw it, you get me? Was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been walking to school, and I think there was a particular year, you get me, about 2011. And my mum just didn't want me to walk to school, you get me? Because obviously there's things going on in the ends. And obviously I was a big lad, you get me? Mistaken identity and them things there. A few times I've been pulled over. Who are you, where are you from? This, that. And as much as like I'm from it and been in it at certain points, my mum always kept me away from it. She tried her hardest to keep me away from it, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously I had football that kept me away from it, music and things like that. So you get me? I think Wolves, it's just, it is what it is. It's an industrial city, innit? The black country, great, smoky. But that's what's beautiful about it. Like, that's what I love about it. It's raw. Like, it's raw. A lot of people don't see it like that. It's never gonna change. It's never gonna change. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what more people need to realise. People are so focused on, this needs to be this needs to be this. But Wolves is Wolves. It's grey, it's smoky, it's industrial, it's raw. There's always a black smoke in the sky because it isn't it, the industrial estate. So just letting, you know what I'm saying? That's just, and it's over us. So you just, yeah, I mean, you just gotta run with it. You gotta run with it. And I've always had that in my head. It's crazy. I was one of those 8 kids in a van. I think a lot of people know that still. It's crazy. If you saw me growing up, you get me, like I said, man, story of my life, one of 8 kids. My mum used to drive a minibus to get us around, like no cap. I used to drive a minibus, the big blue one. Everybody knows that man was renowned for that. But yeah, man, I just do the most, do everything I can. I'm a personal trainer as well. Been in the gyms for 5 years now. It's something that's kept me out of trouble as well, you know what I'm saying? Something that's kept me sane. Like I said, man, I suffer with just not being able to keep still, literally. And at times that's got me in trouble because I like to be outside. I'll be the first to admit I'm not a homebody, I'm not an indoors person. I'm outside, you get me? So when I was playing football outside, I was outside, you get me? So that led to one and two things, you know what I'm saying? Wrong crowd. I can't even say wrong crowd because your crowd, it's where you come up. So yeah, man, you're just doing what you're doing outside, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just yeah. I think the gym sort of like kept me in the gym, something to focus on, you know what I'm saying? Working on yourself, working on your body, and keeps your mind in gear, you know what I'm saying? It's progress. I've been in situations like football wise or just life wise where I've been the only black person on a football team. I've been the only black person living in a house with 8 other people, you know what I'm saying? And it's like cultural differences. It's education. There's a lot of ignorance, but at the same time, it's uneducation and it's teachings from their parents. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very open-minded. You know what I'm saying? So before I like get mad at people because they've been a bit ignorant and said something, I'll be like, yo, like, what's taught you that? How do you know that? And it's just recorrecting them and like, you get me? Like just, you know what I'm saying? To say racism is passed down, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't experienced a lot, you get me? I don't think people are gonna, without sounding too bossy, I don't think people are gonna look in my face, especially like when people that are my age and I'm the only black person on the football team, they're gonna look at me and be brave enough to call me anything racial or something. They might do it behind closed doors, but they're not gonna do it in my face. But again, you get comments and stuff like that. And it's just a bit of miseducation. So it's like just navigating that and educating people. And then obviously also the pressures of being in situations where you're not from the same background as the people you're living with. These people are from private schools, from private education, you know what I'm saying? Their mum's sending them fucking £100 a week, sorry for my language, £100 a week. I went uni in Leeds, lived in Leeds for 2 years, 2014 to 2016. I don't know how, because I never went college. Just got in by default somehow. It was a chance at the time I needed to get out of Wolverhampton. I had a lot going on. And I was living in Leeds for 2 years, and the guys I fell in with were all suburban white youths. My brethrens, my people, become my brethrens, become my people. Got crazy still, because again, that's where the cultural differences come in, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you're living with them. We lived in a house for a year, and I was the only black youth. And obviously, I'm from road, you get me, like, your parents just make you go do what you're doing, you get me? So everything that I had was funded by me, you get me? And then the difference was, these youths' parents, obviously on top of your student finance, £100 a week, you get £100 a week? £100 rah, yo, that's mad still, but yeah, man, it's funny still, because obviously you're teaching people your way, how you've grown up, and they couldn't believe it, they were flabbergasted. And then at the same time, I'm there telling me their stories about private school and, you know what I'm saying, and family and stuff like that, and I'm flabbergasted. But again, I come to realise that everyone's got their struggles. Like, I always looked at it, my perspective was always, they're not better than me, we're in the same place right now. At our time in life, we're in the same place, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're all here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? People will look at them situations and put themselves down because, you know what I'm saying? You're watching something, but we're here right now. You get me? We're here. I'm here. You're here. We're in the same position in life. You get me? You've come from here. I've come from here. You know what I'm saying? Now we're both here at the same position. Like, it's crazy, man. So yeah, man. You just got to put everything in perspective, really. I needed to get out of Wolves, you know, and I was looking for any exit route. And someone says to me, apply for a foundation degree. I just needed to get out of Wolves. I had a lot going on, getting into a lot of trouble. Police at my door and them things. I was living on my own at the time. Police at my door, giving me warnings. Certain situations I was in just warranted me needing a bit of headspace and things like that. So I was looking for any exit route, you know what I'm saying? Any exit route. I was looking to move out, get out. Someone said, apply for a foundation degree out of town. Applied for 5 different unis as you do when you go to uni. I only had school education, Heath Park, business and management. I got high grades in it. Hold tight, Mr. Grant. But yeah, man, I applied for that. I got into Leeds. Bam, that was my ticket out of there. Bam, needed it. Best thing that happened to me, best thing that happened to my family, best thing that happened to my man them. Because the road was going down, you get me? I know people say it all the time, but man could have been dead or in prison. You know what I'm saying? Literally, it was going that way, you get me? So that was a big chance for me. So I got out, lived up there, and I didn't even qualify. I didn't even pass uni or nothing. First year, failed my first year. It was just, for me, it was just a time away. Failed my first year. I thought, let me try again. I want to stay up here longer. Failed my second year, but it got to the point where I wasn't even turning up to lectures. I was out raving. It's Leeds, rave central, rave central. So I'm missing lectures, but on the night time, I'm out on the town. I'm out on the town partying, raving, doing whatever, you get me? Had some good habits, had some bad habits. But yeah, man, it saved me for what it was. I needed it at the time, you get me? So yeah, man, it was good still. Any opportunity you get to get out of Wolverhampton, whether it's for a month, 2 months, a year, get out. Not even just Wolverhampton, get out your city. That's to anybody, anywhere out there. Any opportunity you get to get out from where you're from, whether it's temporarily or permanently, go and experience that, because I'll come back with a mentality that I can do something for this place. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I thought. Not that I'm trying to save the city or nothing like that, but like, you thought to yourself, I can do something in here with what I know, with what I've learned. It put things into perspective for me, you know what I'm saying? So I come back with a lot. It's like going to the mountain. You get me? You go up there, learn what you're learning, you get me? You study, you train, you come back down. You've got more to offer, had way more to offer. I learned how to speak to people as well. Learn how to speak to, because I didn't know how to speak to people. It's just, yeah, yo, rah, 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 rah. So in certain situations, I'm with like lecturers and stuff like that. And like, they wouldn't like flipping, you just gotta articulate yourself a bit better, you know what I'm saying? And it taught me communication skills. That was the key thing, communication skills. Like, I can walk in a room now and talk to anybody, you get me? Whether you're this status, that colour, this colour, whether you're in this management position or whether you're the janitor, I can communicate, you know what I'm saying, and navigate my way around any building, you get me? Whether it's the Pentagon or flipping Dixie's, you know what I'm saying? I can communicate to anybody. And I don't want to make myself sound like an old timer or preachy, because, you get me, like, you grow up, you go to school locally, you go to high school locally, you come out of high school, you either don't go to college or you go to college for a bit, and then you're just on road, you're on the ends. Like, you ain't seen nothing else, you don't know nothing else. You ain't chatting to Jake, who went to private school in Surrey. You're not chatting to Elizabeth, who went to private school, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not chatting to these kinds of people, you're not chatting to lecturers or management, or because you ain't had a job yet. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't been in an office yet. You ain't been in a setting where you've had to articulate yourself, shake someone's hand, you know what I'm saying? And break bread in a way where you're not saying, yo fam, what man on today? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go see what going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's always gonna be in me. That's how I talk. That's my language. That's how I come up. That's how I grew up. But there comes a time and a place. You're right, mate. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's not making you sound like a dickhead. You don't talk like an idiot. Sorry. It's just articulating yourself and being able to communicate and get what you need and navigate your way around, because there's something to eat over there. Raw, rough, ready. 3 R's. Raw, rough, and ready. Roadman. Roadman, yeah, man, it's funny because, like I said, being in, obviously, like, coming from where I come from, it is what it is, you get me? You label me what you want to label me, I am what I am, you get me? I come from the road, I'll be honest with you, I come from the road, you get me? But yeah, man, I've propelled and put myself in certain situations, legal establishments and businesses and workplaces, and you know what I'm saying? And like, the first thing, roadman. I don't know, obviously, like, I dress how, I'm not going to change who I am or what I am, you get me? I dress how I dress. My tracksuits are, my 110s are on, my TNs are on, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's me, you get me? So if that's what they perceive, you know what I'm saying? If that's what the TV's told them or BBC News has told them, and so be it. But yeah, that's in that setting. What song best describes me? It's got to be my own, you know what I'm saying? Another Time. I think that's a real representation of me. Another time and The Way to Hell, but another time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And that was crazy. My boy Troy, that's my partner in grime. That's my guy, man. Literally, like, as you start rapping, you get me, it's crazy because, like, growing up, always had my hood up, always. Obviously my dark presence and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I just always, like, just moved around, that's how I moved, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, outside, so just being in a hood, on a bike and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's just Reepa. People just started calling me Reepa. Call myself Reepa, you know what I'm saying? People just started calling me Reepa, the Grim Reaper. Shortened it to Reepa, you know what I'm saying? And that's what become me. More recently, Reepa of Wolves, because like I said, man, putting Wolves on the map, you know what I'm saying? Had to add that there, man, had to just put it out there. Just let people know, man. So yeah, man, that's the story. My music's quotes, you know, I quote a lot in my music. I create a lot of quotes in my music. I always say, like, you get me, push yourself over the edge of fear, you'll start to live. You get me? And when you take the leap of faith, that's where the start begins. So yeah, man, just those sort of ones, uprising, you know what I'm saying? Just coming from there and going in up there, Wolverhampton zone, out of darkness coming for light, you know what I'm saying? People just need to deep what's going on, man. People need to deep, you know what I'm saying? And just accept things for what they are. And it'll work, man, it'll work.